What would be your starting 11 if we were to play both Hugo and Isak? It's a really good talking point, this one, because we were talking about on the podcast this evening, and will we see a change of formation, Tom, or will we stick with the 4-3-3 and maybe see Ugo Ekitike push to the left? But where it starts to unravel a bit is that would be really unfair, wouldn't it, on Cody Gakpo, who's just committed his future to Liverpool by signing a new long-term deal. Always chips in with his fair amount of goals, so I'm struggling a little bit, Tom, to figure out the best way. If we're being honest and frank about this, and this is going to probably ruffle a few feathers, but if we're being honest about it and we're picking off form, you'd have to say if Salah's form doesn't pick up in the next few weeks / months, certainly a question mark there about what to do. Do you keep playing him and keep playing him, or do you start maybe pushing Gakpo across to the right, putting Ekitike on the left and playing Isak through the centre? So the truth is, Tom, at this moment in time, mate, I don't know the answer to your question of what will be my strongest 11. I'll have a go with it for you, of course, because you've been kind enough to send in the super chat. So I'd say Alisson in goal, Frimpong at right back, Kanade, Virgil, Kirkes, Gravenberch, and this is where it becomes tricky. Because what do you do then with Wirtz? What do you do with Szoboszlai and Maka? Does one give way? Or do we tweak a system where we maybe have the back four, Maka and Gravenberch a little bit deeper, and then a 2-2 ahead of them? So is it like a Szoboszlai and a Wirtz? Then you've got something like a Salah and an Ekitike, or an Ekitike and an Isak. It's uncharted territory for us, so I'm not really sure, Tom, what to name in 11. If you're sticking with the formation that we have, I don't know. Who do you leave out between Szoboszlai and Wirtz? Because, let's be honest, Szoboszlai's been incredible. Probably our best player at the start of the season. So I struggle to see who we figure out leaving out in that scenario. So, kind of a messy answer for you, dude. But truth is, I don't know. Because it depends on the opposition and it depends on who's in form. But it's a good question to kick us off tonight, and I guess it'll spark a bit of a debate. Let's give you some comments from Ugo Ekitike on his price tag and a move to Liverpool. He said, "It's a big transfer. I'm watched 1,000 times more than before, but I take it as a positive. It's the position I wanted to be in. When you have these kind of standards, you have to show that you deserve your place here and continue to perform. It's a position that I like to be in and one I want to keep." Speaking about competing with Alexander Isak, he said, "When you play for the best teams, you expect to be competing with the best players. Isak is a player I've watched too, so seeing him arrive is a pleasure. It's going to be a tough competition, but I'm going to focus on performing well so that it's a problem for the manager." I love it. I love everything he said there. That's exactly what I want to hear from somebody coming to the club. It's I know what club I'm at. I know it's a big club. I know there's going to be competition, but I back myself and I'm going to make sure the manager has tough decisions to make. I love that. Newcastle defender Emil Kraft was speaking a little bit about Alexander Isak, and this again is a good view of why the media are full of shit a lot of the time on these things. So he said, "The media wrote that the locker room would be divided around the Alexander Isak situation, but," he said, "that is certainly not true. Football players understand football players, and we can only wish him the best of luck." And again, to me, this just kind of leans into, once again, the very one-sided coverage of the whole Isak situation in the media, which was portraying him as solely the villain in all of this and the big problem. And Emil Kraft, Newcastle player there, said, no, wouldn't have been any issue because players understand that these things happen in football and it happens to all players. So good to know that normality has been restored there.